Hey everybody, this is Rashmi from Designhill and your host for the day. Thank you so much for joining us for this webinar. I'm super excited to be back again. And today we are with Gant and we will be talking about how to grow on Instagram and monetize on Instagram. So thank you so much guys for joining us. I'm super excited to talk about this session. Um, Today's event is brought to you by Designhill, which is the world's leading creative marketplace that caters to the creative needs of businesses and individuals alike who can source high quality designs and buy unique products created by independent artists through its print on demand marketplace, which is called Print Shop by Designhill. Um, Moving ahead, let me introduce our speaker for the day. Gant is a self-taught graphic designer having a follower base of 32,000 people on Instagram. He has served numerous clients in many forms, including content creation, Instagram growth, Canva teaching, etc. Today, he is going to help us learn how to grow and make money on Instagram. Isn't it exciting, guys? Thank you so much, Gant, for joining us for this
Thank you
webinar.
very much for being here and thank you for inviting. It's exciting to teach and talk about in front of everyone here.
Yes. It's equally exciting for us as well to host you. All right, before we start the session, here's a quick update for everyone. You can take the screenshot of this event and post it on your Instagram and tag Gant and Designhill DH. You can find the Instagram handles in the chat section. And if you happen to be lucky enough, you might win a $50 print shop gift card from Designhill. So do that. Along with that, a gesture of appreciation that you could join us for this event. We will be sharing some offers for you. So keep an eye in the chat section to get the same and stay tuned about it. So before we start the session, let's quickly look at what Designhill is all about and then we'll quickly begin with the session.
Looking to get your boss to remember your name? Head to the world's #1 creative marketplace, Designhill.
When my company promoted me to head up our latest real estate development project, I was excited, then anxious, then petrified. How was I going to hire the team, get the designs completed, and design beautiful presentation materials on our lean budget while impressing my bosses, some of whom are still learning my name?
Good job, Mitch.
My name's Lawrence. That's why I went to Designhill and got the design help I needed that fit within my company's brand guidelines. The process was simple. Designhill's design contest ensured I'd get a ton of results I'd love. Start by picking a number of designs that inspire you. This one's good, and that one. This one speaks to me. Then share some information about the project. Lastly, pick a package that fits your budget. Do you just want a logo, or do you want it all? Then, boom. I got more than 60 custom design options to choose from, as well as all the other graphic design assets I wanted. And it's all backed by Designhill's 100% money-back guarantee. If I don't find a design I like, I get my money back. You can't lose. Now I have what I need to make a splash at my meetings, with everything from business cards, pamphlets, posters, and more. It's real.
Let the world know it's real and build your brand with Designhill.
All right, that was about Designhill. Now let's get started with the session. If you have any question, we will feel free to put them in the question section, which is on the right hand side of your screen if you're using a laptop. So again, let's get started.
Hello everyone again. Thank you for joining. I'm really excited to teach everyone today. So we're going to talk about your Instagram journey as a freelancer or as an account, or wherever you want it to be. So we're going to go through every single step from the beginning to the very end when you finally monetize your account and you start getting some profit out of it, which is something that most of us might be aiming to do. So I will show you everything based on a presentation that I have made, which I will share right now. Just a second. So before we start, I think it might be better for you to know who I am so that you know who is explaining to you. So I'm a graphic designer by profession, and I do this for like 1.5 years now. So I started in January 2019, where the first job that I did as a graphic designer was working as a content creator for an educational platform which posted entrepreneurship and business type of infographics. So these were something really simple, and that was my pride at the first beginning. That's how I started. It's they were a big page at that time, and they were my favorite ones. So today's world, we all know how it is now. They know your hobbies and everything. So business pages started to show up on my Instagram feed, and then this one showed up in particular. So I became a huge fan of that, and they once posted an email where they wanted someone to work for them, which I went there, and I failed with the first attempt. So because they had a blog and they wanted an experienced English writer, and I failed because I even had mistakes in my writing my email in English. So then after some time, they posted another one without specifying any position. I joined there, and then everything has been going awesome. That's how I started first, and I worked more than 1 year for them. So, and around July, I opened another page doing the same thing as that other page was doing. And I grew that to 12,000 followers. So that's how I learned most of my Instagram knowledge there. I learned everything that I'm going to explain today, and the mistakes that I did there that I didn't do now in my account, which brought me success now. So today, currently, I'm on my Instagram here called the Pizza, in which I teach people about Canva designing, Photoshop designing, fonts, everything that they need, a little bit of branding, and some more of Instagram. So what are we going to learn in this webinar is everything that you need to know about content, because since we know content is the most important on Instagram, that shows who you are and what you do and how you do it. So we will learn which is the best for and how to do it, how to pick a niche and optimize your bio, the 3 C's to grow on Instagram, researching hashtags, the famous DM groups and why we need to avoid them, because still some people do not understand the risk that they have for doing these. And then we're going to talk about how to show people that you are on Instagram, how to grow an online presence. And then we will talk everything about monetization and all different strategies that we can learn there. So let's start with the first type, everything about content. So the most famous saying about Instagram is that content is the king. Only if you have good content, you're going to grow. And that is 100% true. Everybody knows that, and it's been proven. So there are 2 main types of posting content on Instagram. So it can be creating your own content, and then it can be reposting or creating other content. So reposting is when you get somebody else's post and you post it to grow a little bit. Now, if you do that, it's nothing wrong, but you always have to give credits and everything, because your post might be turned down from copyright purposes, and that's not what you want. And then the other one that I always suggest on doing it, that I was doing it since I started, is creating. So you basically create content out of your mind, out of your ideas, and you help people with your own mindset and your own expertise, which people will appreciate more and they will love it more. So which one is the best type now? So there's only one thing to remember when growing an Instagram page, is that it is about expressing value and giving the best worth that you know to the people. So if you can do that, it doesn't matter the format of the content that you're going to use. So it doesn't matter if it's going to be IGTV or videos or stories, even single posts or carousels, because now we are seeing the carousel trends that everybody is posting, especially the business pages and freelancers. So people are doing this because they think now this is the best type of content to post. It does give great results, but it's not the best. So the reason people love this is because the Instagram algorithm wants people to stay longer on the platform, and by posting carousels, this happens because they need longer time to read it, obviously, than just a single slide, and then they will give saves to that. They will save it, because if you post some value in one single slide, people can just take a screenshot and then that's it. They keep it on the phone. But on the carousel, they're not going to screenshot 10 slides. So what they do is they're going to click save. And the more saves that you have, you're going to rank on the explore page. This is the biggest reason why people do that. But that doesn't mean that just because you're doing carousels, you're going to be great page in something, because it all comes down to what do you show and how you show that. So when you first understand what the type of content is that you want to post and that you found out and you know what to do with, the next thing is going to be picking your niche to post on Instagram. So why this is so important? Because the niche basically shows who you are and who you are going to help. It's not nobody has an Instagram page that just posts everything about pets and cars and graphic design and everything. You gotta be specific in order to help more people and build up a community better. So the question that you have to ask yourself first is starts with how. So how do I pick my niche? You need to answer this how. How am I going to help people? How is my content going to affect anyone, and how will this influence the future generations that come in my page? So besides that, there are also some other questions which doing these ones also, this will get to creating a better bio for yourself. So who am I? Understand who you are. For example, in my case, I'm a graphic designer. So it's best for me if I start to upload content about graphic design. And if I know branding and Instagram, I might as well mix these two, which I did. So it all comes down. If you're a guy who loves cars, then post something about cars. Or if you're someone who loves fashion, you can do that with fashion and everything. So the next question is, what am I going to do? So now we know who we are and what are we going to post. So what am I going to do? I am a graphic designer, but am I going to post about typography or about color palettes or stock photo images? You got to get specific to that too, or if you want to go in general to all. So you understand this and then do it. And then the last one is, who am I going to help? You understand by answering these questions, you will know who your audience is and how you can help them by sharing these. So you understand that your audience is graphic designers. So we're going to help them. We're going to talk and engage to them as much as we can so that we understand their problems and then we solve it by our content or even by ourselves. When you answer all these, that's the first step that you do. And now the second one is creating a great bio. Why is the bio so important now? Is the bio converts the visitors to your followers, because when they see, they're going to read the bio, and then if it's something interesting that makes them want to know more about you and makes you look like an interesting person, this will turn them into followers. They will as well click a follow and everything. And the bio is like, as I said here, is like the CV of your account. So you need to show who you are, what you do, and how you do it. In the niche picking, these questions, when they answer, they are for yourself. But these questions are going to be answered in the bio for the other people. So for yourself, for the niche, and for other people, it's going to be in the bio. We need to ask ourselves some more questions in order to know the optimizing of the bio. So it's, who am I? What do I do? How can I help? And what else? So the similar questions in the niche picking. Besides that, on the niche, as I said, you keep those for yourself. You need to know those inside yourself. Well, in these questions, you need to give the answer to other people. So when they want to know it, they want to see this. So you show people on your first lines of the bio, who are you? So graphic designer or a Canva teacher or Instagram branding coach, something like that. So then what do? You can say, I create content for people and teach students and everything. Then is, how can I help? So it's you tell people where you can find them. How can you help? I post daily content about this. And the last one is going to be like a CTA, where you show people some extra things about yourself. For example, you want to create the highlights. The highlights are a part of the bio as well. They are in that place, and then you create some stories about yourself, about what you do, and then people can just stick to that and they can learn a lot from that. So when you get these, you are ready to make the bio. Now, besides every other strategy to grow on Instagram, the three most important are the 3 C's, called the content, consistency, and community. If you can master these three, everything on your road is going to be way easier and a lot more enjoyable. So the first one is content. We talked about that in the first part. So we might have heard on the Instagram pages, even ourselves or other people, that the algorithm is not working, my page is not going to grow. It's just because of that. They dropped the reach. It's Mark Zuckerberg's fault and things like that. That's all the story that we tell ourselves, but actually it's all because of the content. If you posted some great content a long time ago and you had great results, now you changed your content, it's not getting good results. It's not because the reach dropped or anything. It's because your content changed and people notice that. So it works same. They see your content, they don't find it interesting anymore. They can just scroll down and everything. So content must be innovating all the time. It must be strategizing, and it must be helpful the same way every time to the new followers and to the current followers that are already all there. The next one is consistency. Besides all the other reasons, one that grew me the best is consistency. Ever since I started, I have made more than 200 days on my Instagram journey, and I have posted every single day. I haven't quit a single day. So Instagram wants you to be consistent. You can even see on your personal profile, when you post something, they will see that when your insights, if you have a business, you keep it in a personal, just as an experiment, you can see that the insights immediately start to grow up. The reach, the impressions, the profile visits, everything starts to rise just because you have posted one day and then more the other day and more and more. That's how it goes. So the more consistent you are, the more Instagram is going to reward you with reach and other insights. And the last one is community. So if you can build a community, you have built the best thing that you can build on Instagram. You have gathered people who think the same like you, who like the same things like you, and now you're like a friend, you're like friends there, and everything is amazing. So to build a community, you have to understand by the first part of the niche picking that we explained. So there are two parts of niches. I'm going to go back a little bit. There are the specific niches and the general niches. So you can go for graphic design, which is general, you post everything, and then you can go for typography, which is more specific. So now, depending on your type, if you want to build a community, a long-term business, and something great on Instagram, you have to go for the specific niches. But if you're just interested in growing a huge account, a lot of followers, and not so long, you can go for the general niche in that case. Now, this is one of my favorite parts and the hardest parts that people face. So it's how to research for hashtags. This was one of my biggest problems ever on my Instagram journey, and before I found these two methods that I use today. So it's the method of Ninjalytics, which is an app in which you can get also in your iPhone or in your Samsung, wherever, and it's going to show you profile analyzers. So when you search for a profile there, you can see their average likes, average comments, everything, and then you can also see their hashtags all on the bottom. So if you get on a successful account, you can find their hashtags. You can use those hashtags then for yourself. So then you gather 3 or 4 successful accounts, and then you can gather everyone there, which is going to be amazing. The other one is display purposes. This one is a website, and it works both on desktop and phone, but I would suggest you work with this from phone because you get the hashtags and then you post them and get results from that. So what it does is that you place a hashtag, for example, graphic design, since let's say in that niche, and it's going to show you the most used hashtags of the graphic design related, and then it's going to show you the best performing ones of the graphic design, and that's going to be the best performing one. So I will pop a link up here for the display purposes to whoever wants to see how it works. Purposes right here. You can also see the link up here, which if you click on it, it's going to send you to the display purposes page. When you get on it, it's really easy to use. So you will just see the type of hashtag, you type that one, and then it's going to show you the best and the most used ones. So you go with the best related ones because the best performing ones are the ones that you want. If you go for the big hashtags, you will get ranked on them, but you will not last more than 5 or 10 seconds there because they have millions of posts, and then people keep posting all the time there, which is your post is not going to be seen. It's going to be lost in millions of posts, other posts. So that's not what you want to do. You want to get the more specific hashtags as you can, and display purposes helps you best with that. This does it automatically, while Ninjalytics is the other way, is that you basically spy on your most successful guys that are already doing a great job on Instagram. So you see the big accounts and the good accounts on the graphic design, and you want to know what hashtags are they using. So it's going to be hard if you go on their post and see reading all the hashtags that they are. It's you can't even see them and all. So what you do is you go on Ninjalytics, scroll all the way down, and you will see a place called hashtags most used. You can copy those, paste on your phone, and then use them. Now, I want to explain one part here is that lately people have been saying that copy and pasting hashtags, it's actually bad for your Instagram. This is more of a misunderstanding than a statement, because it is true that the algorithm tracks your hashtags, and the problem is going to be if you use the exact same set of hashtags that you used in the post before. So let's say the exact same 30 hashtags or 10 hashtags, now you use them in the same post again. They will consider this a scam, and they will lower the reach purposely on your account, which is obviously not what you want. So what you can do for copy and pasting, because it has been working for me as well, and especially in carousels, because in carousels people do not think that carousels work well, and it's true. The hashtags have lower results on carousels comparing on the single. So you can go with the Ninja Lytics and display purposes and gather like 100 or 20 or 300 hashtags. The more you have, the better it is. So what you do is whenever you start posting something, you want to get 30 hashtags and then you mix them up together. So if you have 300 hashtags, you get 5 or 10 here from one creator, 10 or 20 from the other creator, and then you go like this. You mix them up together and you make a new set of 30 hashtags in which you put that and you post it. So then the results are way better like that. That's the important part, what we need to know, because copy and pasting the same ones is not the same. Now, let's get to the part of the DM groups. This is one of the most important ones and the ones that I like to talk most about. So back some while ago, these used to be a great source of growth on Instagram. A lot of pages would be using DM groups, especially the motivational pages and the business pages. At that time, people would gather in a group, basically, whether be that an Instagram group or be it a Facebook group or even a Telegram group, and they would send the link of their post in that group when they would post it, so then hoping that all the group there, every member there is going to go and engage on that post. Now, this might sound great because you get to have a lot of people engaging on your post within the first time that you have posted it, but why is that bad? Now, it's because it sounds too good to be true, and most of the times in life when something sounds too good to be true, it's because it is like that. It's not true. So the Instagram has officially banned those, and I want to share my story with this. I lost an account with 12,000 followers, the one that I said I opened back in July, just because I used DM groups to grow it. I started using them ever since I started my page. And then every time I would post, I would create some group with similar sized accounts, and then growing, I would get bigger accounts and all, and I would do that. But the biggest thing is that the engagement is fake. It's because whoever is in that group, they do not know a better way to get engagement besides doing that. So what they do is they join themselves in many groups. I personally was part in more than 13 DM groups. Imagine that now. So every group had more than 30 people, so every time someone would be posting, also accounts would be posting 3 to 4 times a day. Now you should go and engage with that, and then you should post your own post there so that they can engage there. But just because there were a lot of this, the engagement started to be fake. So then everybody was doing copy and paste comments on it. Nice post, buddy, keep posting like this without actually even looking at the content. So that's why this broke the whole Instagram thing, and they officially banned those somewhere around October or November 2019. At that time, I had a page with 11,000 followers, almost going to 12,000, and I wanted to sell it because I understood that what I did was all wrong with it. And nobody actually bought it because the insights on a 12,000 page were actually weaker than the insights I had on this current page with 2,000 followers. That's what we get when you do a fake engagement. So it all seems good and it all seems okay to do it, but then after some time you're going to understand that this is the biggest mistake that you can do on Instagram. Absolutely a no-go. So even if you're a new account, you do not understand how to grow, how to get people to get on your content. What should I do if I don't have a DM group? This is what you should do right now. So it's called How to Grow an Online Presence. The hardest part is true that it's going to be the hardest part to grow from 0 to 1,000 followers. When you get this, you're going to be happier than reaching 10,000 followers and everything. Trust me here, because it's the hardest part. Why is that? Because the Instagram counts you as a new account because you actually are one, and they don't actually give you extra reach, or they do not push your content to be on the explore page. That's why it's so hard to get there. So What you need to do here is that you need to identify who the community of your niche is. So let's say you're in the typography community. You start and see all the typography pages, the big ones, the small ones, the medium ones, and you engage with them as much as you can. You talk to them in the DMs, you engage with them on their comments. When someone asks a question in their comments, you be the first one to answer it. That's something that worked really well for me. So there's a method I specifically use. I call it the steal your followers method. So what you do is, when you find the best accounts that are on your niche, you go on them, follow them, and turn on their post notifications. So that anytime they post, you're gonna get a notification that they just brought up a new post. So after that, you go on that and be the first one to leave a genuine, thoughtful comment full of value that possibly can even get pinned. A long time ago, the pin option wasn't available, but now it is, and which is a great chance. So if you're able to do that, it's going to be amazing. And you just scroll on their comment section as long as you can. Whoever asks something, you answer them, and that's how you get some progress in the beginning. That's how I grew in a good way to 1,000 followers in the beginning. It's all organic, and it's great to do so. Of course, in that page, start using DM groups because it's going to be worthless. If you go there, you comment, they're not going to reply, so it makes no sense. So that's what you do to get to 1,000 followers. No need for DM groups, no need to buy followers or anything. Instagram is a machine that can check all those things. So do not try to trick a machine because you just cannot do that. Better go for people. That's all what they want. That is the part belonging to the Instagram growth. So now I want to get to all about monetization. So people love this part the most. How do you monetize? How do you turn your business into an Instagram and everything? So first of all, we need to understand what monetization on Instagram is, because most people think that this is like when you monetize an account, it's like you monetize a YouTube channel. YouTube is going to pay you for more views and more likes and subscribes, but Instagram is not going to pay you for that unless you're a celebrity. You have a tick comment, a tick profile and things like that. They will not. So monetizing is basically getting some profit, monetary profit out of Instagram, not necessarily by posting or anything. So there are many ways to do this. You can sell, you can offer services, you can partnership with other firms and everything. So we're now going to show some of the most effective and most common ways to monetize your Instagram. So the first one is going to be affiliate marketing. So let me explain what this is. Affiliate marketing is essentially when a firm or a company is going to pay you for referring their products or their services to your audience with a link that they give you. So they give you a link, you give that link to the people so that they know which people went from you to that page. Let's get an example. Since Designhill is the biggest graphic design community, and I belong in that community too, let's take an example of graphic design. So the example I took here says like this. Let's say a stock photo company made you their affiliate by giving you the affiliate link of the subscription for 20% commission. Now, let's say they have a paid subscription to become a pro user, and now they want more sales on that. They are a new firm. Well, you have 10,000 or 20,000 followers, so they need more exposure. What they do is that they talk to you, and then they give you this link. So you share this link to the followers. They see that if you have a good community which trusts you, they will get on that, buy the subscription, and then you get a commission from that. So for example, 20% commission can be 10% commission. It all depends on how you agree with the firm. The next one is going to be selling services and selling products. This one is actually my most favorite because it's what I've been doing ever since I started from day one. So which means you can also do this. So it's really easy. What you basically do is that you offer some services as a freelancer to brands or people or other pages. So what you can offer with this is web development, photography. You can offer content creation, which is what I do. That's my main service and my main monetization technique. So you offer these kind of accounts. You give yourself a price. You are known about this. You share content about this, and then people find you, or you can approach clients and find them. The other one is selling products. So this requires a little more time, or you can also start in the beginning with this one. If you're an account that you want to sell, for example, shoes or t-shirts or jewelry or anything else that needs to be shipped or all of that, you can do this by Instagram easily, and that's called Instagram monetization too, because you make a profit from selling shoes or selling whatever products on your Instagram page. I am also doing this. For example, I sell a course and I sell an ebook, which makes it up to both selling services and selling products as a monetization of my account. The other one is collaborations. This one is something really great when this happens. It's something that gets you emotionally, and because you feel great when a company can ask you for a collaboration. How this happens is that a company can come to your Instagram page or your email and want a partnership with you. So it's almost the same for affiliate marketing, only that here you might do a bigger deal, except for just getting some commissions and everything. So they might come, for example, a marketing agency or a fund selling company if they are on the graphic design niche, because we're staying on this niche too. They want to collab with you. For example, they will show a product and you will sell that and you get something in exchange. Then you can choose if you want to get affiliate marketing or you want to get something for yourself. But knowing this is that a lot of accounts and firms are scams on Instagram. You have no idea how many there are. So you have to be careful if this type of account approached yourself. So what you do is that you have to answer these 3 questions to know if the collaboration that you are doing is great and this will benefit. So you gotta know if you are somebody, whatever, whoever on your audience, and this collab would happen, how would you actually benefit from this? You gotta know if you would get some good benefits, some good products and everything. The other one is, does this brand have a good referrals already? You gotta research on this brand. You gotta see their website, their Instagram page, their referrals, their testimonials to see if they are legit, if they actually offer something good, if they have referrals, who refers for them and everything. And then the other one is, are my followers interested about this? As I said in the beginning, these types of companies are really exciting to work with, and then sometimes you can even partner with a company that your followers are actually not interested in that. For example, you might be with a flower company, or you can be with a photography, but your followers are about cars and about fashion, which means it's not going to be interesting. No matter how good the community or the growth is, you will not be able to sell anything, and that's not what you want to do. So that's my presentation for you. I want to thank everyone for watching it. Now I'm officially opening a Q&A section, and I will be answering every question that we have so that we have more time in advance.
All right, that was a wonderful presentation, Gant, and so much value in there. We talked about hashtags, we talked about why should you avoid DM groups. So that was perfect. We'll get to Q&A part, but before we do that, I would just like to give a quick shout out to Designhill for organizing this webinar. I hope you guys are enjoying this whole session. I see a lot of questions in the questions tab, so stay tuned. We'll be answering all these questions. But before that, a quick shout out to Designhill for organizing this. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back to hear more from them.
I've always been creative and always been an artist. As a young girl, I used to paint rocks, and I used to sell them for a quarter on the street. And I just fell in love with it. It just grew into a passion of mine. I started looking on the web, and I came across Designhill, and they had a design contest to design a logo, and I entered it, and I won. And I was like, oh, this is really great. I can pick and choose what type of logos or design projects I want to work on, and it allows me to be creative, keep my hands, with my tools and working, so it's kind of nice. It's really easy to use. You can scroll through the projects, and there's sections that you could go by. It's really easy. There's a few clients who have come back to use the one-on-one projects. There's one client in particular, she owns a vintage shop, and I designed her logo, and she came back. She needed a design for a flyer, and she really liked the illustrations that I did for her, so she came back a couple of times with projects. I would recommend it, especially if you're a designer that's starting out and you want to learn from other designers, seasoned designers. It's a place to keep in the game and keep using your tools. It makes me feel great, and it kind of confirms that I should be doing this. And I love to see logos that I've designed out, and proud of that. And I think that the clients are so happy that their logo represents what they do and makes them look good. It's a collaboration. It's good for me, and it's definitely good for them.
All right, we are back. Now let's get started with the Q&A part. I hope you guys have taken the picture and clicked it and tagged Kent and Designhill DH on your Instagram story. If you have not done yet, do that. I'm just going to the question section, and I see a lot of questions there. So Kent, I'll be taking questions with the maximum upvotes, considering a lot of people would want to know the answer of those questions. So let's check that out. So, yes.
Everyone is free to go to my Instagram handle and ask me there. So in more details, I can explain there.
Yeah. Yes. So Dennis has a question which says, I have an art account, but I'm having trouble to make it grow and confused with hashtags. So can you break down the hashtag strategy for her?
Okay, so the hashtag strategy is the same in every niche. So let's say art or photography or anything. So following the same method that I use, you can go to Ninja and type art, and then or painting, or you can sculpture, and then you can see the best types of hashtags that are there. You can get those and then use them on your posts. So the biggest struggle on your account might be what actually to post, because hashtags are easy everywhere. So many people on interesting niches actually suffer from content ideas. So what do I post in an art or something? So you can post, let's say, behind the scenes something. How do I make this type of painting? How I make this within 1 hour? Best color palette or something like that for artists. Things like this people find valuable. They save it, and then your content is going to blow up on the explore page. You can also show them your work, what you do, and things. But for hashtags, it's the same strategy that works everywhere. You can also get tips from the best accounts on your niche. You can ask them what they do if this method does not give you a result, but it works mostly. I have helped some clients on photography niche doing this, and also digital marketing. So experiment with Ninja spying the biggest accounts on your niche, and then also go to the display purposes and try to find people there or related hashtags. Try to find hashtags that are related and that they can work. It's the same way. If this doesn't work, type me on my Instagram, and I will one by one teach you that.
All right. So, Gant, you also talked about 3 C's of growing on Instagram, which was community, consistency, and content, right?
Yeah.
What I have seen personally is that a lot of people struggle with content. They don't know what should they post, when should they post, and how to come up with content ideas. So, can you break down the content part a bit? Where can they find the content ideas, and how should they go about putting content on Instagram?
Yeah, I see also some questions that are asking how many times should you post and things. So depending on the type of content, if you post carousels like I do, the best is to go 1 time per day, because they take a lot of time to create, and it's better for you to just go for 1 time a day. Just find the best time to post and then do that. But if you use singles, you can go for many more. For example, 2 to 3 times a day. I would say 3 times is the most that you can go for a single images. For example, morning, midday, and then dinner, because that is best. 3 times is enough. If you go more than 4 times or 5 times, that doesn't give results, because in a way, when you post something, that post needs to have some attention, some engagement. So if you leave some time for people to come on that post and engage on it, it's going to be good for you. If you don't, by immediately posting just like an hour or 2 hours later, that post is going to be like forgotten, and now everybody's going to be focused on the next one. So then you will have 2 weak posts instead of 1 strong one, and 1 strong one is better. So the number of posts depends on the day. Gary Vee says post 100 pieces of content a day. That's another strategy. It all depends on yourself and your page. Only that you have to be consistent with content. I prefer to go with less posts a day. I only post one time a day right now, just because of that reason. I tried to post 2 to 3 times. It wasn't that effective as with one post. When you post one time, you give more effect to that post, and then it goes better than the other ones. Another struggle I see is how to get content ideas, as I said that. So in some niches, this can be easy. For example, in graphic design, it's quite easy. You can just find the best ones to use and tell people, or best color palettes, or how to choose one, how to create a logo, how the best stock photo sites and things. But in some niches like photography or filmmaking or cars, it can be sometimes harder if you want to post infographics or carousels, because carousels can be used in these as well, in real estate, video game, everywhere. So most people struggle with that, and even that graphic design is easy, I still struggle with this one when I first started with carousels, because you do not understand how to structurize it and how to get the ideas. Once you get this, you can make a carousel out of anything. So you tell people, for example, behind the scenes. So what do you do besides posting on Instagram? You can show them how to create a great color palette, for example, as a designer, step by step. How do you choose one and how do you create one? You write it down somewhere, and then you get an idea out of it. Anytime you can get an idea, you got to write it down. So it can be in your phone or it can be on your text, anytime. So you just need to write this and keep ideas saved as more. I keep them in my phone. I sometimes can see a movie and find an idea out of it. Sometimes even an image can inspire me to make a post. So what I do is I type it on my phone and I keep it saved, so then I can post it later. That's how you get to ideas, because this is truly hard. I mean, even if you want to go for carousels, you want to do it every day, it's hard to post every day and get ideas. It happens sometimes. I had days when I had no more ideas, so I would get people to do guest posts. So guest posts is when someone does a post for you, and then you posted that. So you have the posting, he has more exposure, and both the parties win. So that's how we do it. Otherwise, getting content ideas, it's always a struggle. If you find a way, it's better. So try to show people what you do and things like that.
Yes, yes. Guest posting that you talked about is certainly a good idea when you don't have enough time to create content on your own. And
Yeah.
if you find people, in the similar niche, for example, if you have 1,000 people and someone who wanna, who want a guest post, so you have to make sure that the guest post is serving your audience, the target audience. Also, I just want to add one more thing over here. Those who are struggling with content ideas and wanna sort of, make carousels and everything, try to use just visit this platform called Answer the Public and BuzzSumo. You will find a lot of content ideas from these two platforms, like really great platform. Just search for your keywords. If you're into social media, just search for social media, and you will get to know what people are looking for and what people are actually searching for, and you will get hundreds of content ideas from BuzzSumo and Answer the Public. So try that.
Yeah.
Okay, moving forward, Mannat has a question which has got 9 upvotes, and the question is, how do we get our target audience to follow us? People who follow us are other creators who are doing something similar than people who might actually buy my stuff. So how should we,
Yeah,
make
the answer is at the part when I explained growing an online presence. So you need to find these people by yourself, and then you need to create a way to make them come to your page, whether it be that your knowledge on comments or your content on your Instagram. So identify the biggest pages of your audience. Let's say you are in graphic design, get the biggest pages of graphic design, and go and see the accounts that are following them already. So you can see them on the comments, because these guys are better. You can go to the followings list or followers, but not all of them are the ones that you need. So the ones in the comments are the best ones that you need. So to do that, you just go and engage with them in that place. When you engage with them, that's how they discover you, and then they talk between each other. They share the posts, and word of mouth. It's on Instagram as well. So only that it's not by talking, but by texting. So it works the same in every niche. That's how you find your target audience. When you know who you want is the biggest step, because most people don't even know who they want to target. when you know that, you're way ahead than most people. So after you get that, just try to find the biggest pages and where these people can be found. So you gotta work a little bit, you gotta grind a little bit, and then after a while they're gonna start and come by themselves, because the content is gonna be pushed on the explore page and hashtags, and that's how. Also, hashtags play a big role in that.
Great. The next question is asked by Dhalia, and it has again 8 upvotes. The question is very similar to what we have already answered, but I still would want to, answer it again. The question is how I have an art account and I post frequently, but I can't grow. So one piece of advice from my end is that if you are posting frequently, you have to make sure that you are using the right hashtag, as Gant was mentioning. You have to make sure that you're not using generic hashtags or hashtag which has got millions of posts already. So make sure that the size of your hashtag is smaller if you have just started, and you're engaging with the similar niches or the similar pages in your account. So Gant talked about the community part of it, so make sure that you are also constantly engaging and not just posting. So that's something that I can share. Gant, would you like to add to that?
No, that's what I was wanting to say. The problem might be on your content. You might want to focus more on the improving it by design, or by the timing. Also, the timing can be wrong, so you can post in a time where most of your audience might be inactive, and then the least part are active. So you need to experiment in order to find when the best time is. So when you find that, you know when to post, and a good way is to let people know that a post is going to come 2 hours or 3 hours later, or even more, so that they turn on their notifications for that one. And then a lot more people are going to know that you just posted. So it's like turning the post notifications for just that one. If you do that, that helps. The other one can be the engagement, maybe, and the people themselves. So try to target even more people and engage even more. Design it better, or try to find a different timing to post. These reasons can be the hidden reasons why your account doesn't grow.
Okay, the next question is by Alexander, and again, it has got 9 upvotes. The question is about strategy, and the question is my strategy to follow accounts made by other people in the same niche and liking their content, as well as sending a DM, good for getting more followers?
This is similar of the follow and unfollow methods. So I don't really recommend this one to go with it, because it's something that also Instagram does not want you to do. So you just go follow accounts that are in your niche and then unfollow them with time. We're hoping that they return the follow and then you take it out. That's not how it works. If it's talking about this, that's not good. So the way to approach them is by DMing. So the best strategy is DM. You connect to as many people. So when someone gives you a follow, you drop a voice message or a normal message to them saying thank you that you followed me, and this creates a little bit of friendship between the account and the follower, which then helps build a community better and easier. And I did this in the beginning, which was really helpful. So you can try to do this to keep your followers. This keeps the follower. It doesn't mean that just because you do it, you will get more. This will keep your followers to stay there longer. They will get a better respect for you and everything. You can talk to them. You can offer free consultation calls, so then people know it. They start to share the help that you give, and then other people are going to approach you in that way. That's the best method. Giving help always pays.
All right. The next question is by Himanshi, and the question is how many hashtags we should use for one post?
That's all depending on the strategy. The most that you can use is 30, but you can go with 5 or 10 or 20, it doesn't matter. But I prefer going with 30, because every hashtag is a chance of exposure, so why not use them all? That's why I choose to go with 30, but it's a strategy. You can go with 21. It's a strategy called 3, 6, 9. So you use 3 big ones, 6 medium ones, and 9 small ones, which doesn't make 30, but it's still a good strategy. It all depends. It doesn't matter. But I think the more the better, because as I said, every hashtag is a chance of exposure, so why not use it?
Yes, the more the merrier. So use 30, guys. Okay. So next question is again asked by Himanshi, and the question is, sorry, can we have one page for food, design, art, or should we keep it separate? Like if I'm interested to explore two things or two different areas. I think it's the question which comes to niche.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's all good. You can keep 2 or 3 pages at the same time. I am managing 4 pages at the same time. So a clothing one, uh, my personal one, I'm not gonna count that. This one that I have right now, the branding and Instagram, and the other one is about marketing. So they are different, and they all request time in specific. So you can do that. It's not a problem. If you can find the time, freely do it. Keep 2 or 3 accounts at the same time. It's not a problem. If you can find a good way to manage time for each of them, that's good. It doesn't matter. Explore things, meet new people. Keep as many as you can. It's all good. No problem.
yeah, but then you have to make sure that these are different accounts and you're not mixing it up at one page.
Yeah,
So that is important. Okay,
everybody.
so again, yeah, please go ahead.
I was just saying every account has different strategies there. So it's just that what worked on the first account may not actually work on the second one. So you gotta be aware of that. You need different strategies, different hashtags, different people, different targeting, different content, and also different time zones. Even if you created both at the same time and both have the same audience, you still need 2 different times for each of them.
Great. Now then, let's talk about how to find, because I see a lot of questions with respect to finding work and finding clients on Instagram. So I would like to know from you what strategy you use when it comes to finding clients for getting work online. So how do you go about finding clients on Instagram?
At this time, clients approach me, whoever need. But before this, I had to approach them in my way. So when I first started at that page that I mentioned, working as a content creator, I opened a different business that does that on May. So it was a content creation agency, and we wanted to. I wanted to create content for similar pages. So what I would do is I would DM these kind of pages the whole time, the whole day, so long, so hundreds of pages a day, and I would mostly get rejected because they consider you a scam and they don't even look at you sometimes. So a good way that helped me is by emails. Emails are more professional. Most of the accounts have their emails linked on their bio. So sorry, you can find their emails there and try to become more professional and have a way to engage with them, to actually get into a relation with them, not just trying to sell them. So try to get to know them, try to reach them in a better way. And then the first one that you can do is you can actually offer services for free. You can do this, and most can agree on that. They will give you content or whatever, web development, whatever you do for free, if you're willing to do it. And then if they like it, they will hire you later. So I worked for months with that page for free before I actually started asking for money on that. And they like the work for free, so then they have no problem actually becoming my clients. And the other way is that the more you grow, the clients are going to reach you by themselves, because the content that you post is like your product. It's like your marketing about what you do. So if I'm a content creator, I post things about that, and I try to make my content as better as possible, because if I'm a content creator, I design bad content, no one is going to hire me, because they're just going to say, like, what is this? What type of content do you create? So I try the best as I can in my own content, and that's how they see you, and then they ask for you for themselves. If they come and approach you, it's all good. Now you'll just have to deal on the price and everything, but hard part is approaching them. It's something really hard, and I understand that struggle.
Okay. Again, can you also talk about pricing your services? Because as you mentioned that you are also creating content for other clients. How do you go about pricing your?
Uh, I have a pricing method that I do the pricing based on myself. What is good for me, that's how I keep it. It's not that I'm going to spot on the competitors or other people. If everyone is charging $50 for carousels, but to me it might be not a good price, I might go for it even more expensive or even more cheap. It doesn't matter. It might be good enough for me to just have it for $30. So then if I get 30 carousels for a month, that's It can be good for some people, but it can be bad for some. So in order to make a price, I just give a price of what I think the value is and what is good for me enough. So, and I stick to that. I do not lower the prices because that's not good to lower. It's going to be like devaluing yourself and your services. When you do that, the client is just going to be thinking all the time, like, let's see if I can make him lower the price even more and things like that, and that's not good. So give a price as you like, based on yourself, based on what is good for you or what the competitors are doing. It all depends on your choices. And after you do that, you market your services. Do not do it all the time, because a lot of accounts I see, after they cross 10,000, they have the swipe up feature, and now they just promote all the time, and then they lose the credibility, and that is not good. So be giving free value and good content the whole time, and be offering services at the same time. A business and a brand.
Okay. Okay. So, guys, we have last 3 minutes left with us, and we'll take 2 to 3 more questions. And post that, you can just DM Gent on Instagram, and he would I'm sure he would love to help you there.
Yeah, I have to
So,
answer
we have a
that.
question. Yes, we have a question which is asked by Obha Moses, and the question is about Instagram shadow ban. So the question is, how do you know whether you are shadow banned by Instagram, and if you are, how do you recover from that?
Uh, when you have discovered what your engagement and what your reach is on average, and then by posting this drops drastically out of nowhere, that means that you might have used banned hashtags or something like that, and Instagram might have shadow banned you. So what happens with this is that when you post, your posts are not going to rank on hashtags. When you see that, when you want to test this out, you go on the hashtags and see if your posts have been ranked there. If it's not, that means you have been shadow banned, and this usually happens from banned hashtags. You might have used a hashtag that you do not know that was banned, and that is the reason why you got there. So a good way not to get banned hashtags is by using the display purposes app that I use. They do not offer banned hashtags. That's guaranteed because I tried it. And when you get clean hashtags, that's good. You recover from that. But how do you recover from Instagram shadow ban? Is that some Instagrams can be shadow banned early, because there are a lot of accounts that just open up in a day and then offer services or scams and things like that. So new accounts are always in a bigger danger to getting shadow banned. This happened to me too. I was shadow banned and action blocked for more than 15 days when I started this account that I have right now. So those 15 days were long enough to destroy my consistency. If I would go on for 15 days, I would be maybe a lot further now, because to recover that you need another 15 days, which means I was 1 month late. So recovering this is you post a couple of days without using hashtags, maybe 2 or 3 days. Do not use hashtags at all. Just keep your post like that, simple. Increase the engagement rate by talking to more people and bringing more organic reach. By that way, the Instagram shadow ban will be removed within days. But if you keep using the bad hashtags, it's gonna go on staying there. So forget the hashtags for a couple of days. Stick to the organic reach as much as you can. Post without them, and then after some days you can start and try again. Get new hashtags and try it if everything is going better this time.
Okay, just a follow-up question on that. I'm sure people would be wondering about, how do you know which hashtag is a banned hashtag? Can you also throw some light on that?
I can actually give you an answer to this. I always had problem understanding myself, but there are some websites which can show you what hashtags not to use and which hashtags to use. So it can be like Flick or IQ hashtags which show you. Another method that you can see is when you click on it, it's gonna give you a sign from Instagram. I'm not exactly sure what it says, but you're gonna know it when you see that. You cannot visit this hashtag or something like that. That's how you know it is banned. And a lot of people use it without actually knowing that it is dangerous, and then that breaks their page.
Okay, got it. I see one interesting question by Maria in the questions tab, and I have seen a lot of people doing this. So the question is, is it better if I put the hashtag on the comments in instead of the post, or is it the same? Does
It's
it
the
make any
same.
difference?
It's the same. It's all aesthetical purposes. If you don't want them to be seen on your captions, you can put them in your comments right after you post. But they give the same results. It's not something that might be better from comments or something like that. If you want to do them both, you can try to do both. It's not a problem. I see a lot of accounts who do both. But I only go with the ones in captions. It's all because of the looks. If you don't want them to be seen there, you go to the comments and put them there, so then you keep only the captions, which look a lot cleaner and better. So that's an answer. But you gotta rush with it. If you post and then put them in the comments 20 minutes after, you cannot rank on any of them. So you have to be as fast as possible. But the it's the same.
All right. So here we are. I'll just take the last question for the session. We have already exceeded our time with Ghent. So the last question here, which is asked by Stanley Roberts, and the question is: if you have a popular post on IG frames, if you have a popular post on IG frame, your page is worth spending money using IG. I think the question, it's the idea of this question is that if you have a very popular post, is it worth spending money on it, or is it good to promote it?
If you want to push it even more, that it depends on you, but I don't always recommend to give ads to promote your posts. I would do that for a product or something like that, not just to promote posts. I see pages that doing motivational pages and promote their posts by paying. That is not good, because when you pay, Instagram and Facebook is not always going to give you some organic reach to that. So then you might get some good results after that, and then the next post that you post is going to be weaker than the ones before that, and that's not something that you want. So I never ran any ads, but if you have a post going viral already, you can try to do it and go even more. But I didn't do this, so I don't know. It depends on you. I don't suggest it really much. So it all comes down to your choice.
All right, everyone. This brings us to the end of this wonderful discussion, wherein we talked about a lot of things from hashtags, and Gent has answered a lot of questions for us. So this was indeed a value-packed session, although we could have covered a lot more here, but unfortunately we are limited by time here. I hope you guys loved this webinar. Once again, thank you so much, Gant, for joining us and taking out your time.
Right.
And
I hope I helped and could give some value for the time
yes,
that I.
thank you so much for joining us. All right, guys, this is not where it ends. We have a lot more events like this lined up for you. The next event is on how to land a high paying freelance job. So, if you guys are interested and have not registered yet, I'm putting the link of the events page in the chat section. You can go after this session on our events page and register for it. Secondly, if you have joined a little bit late, or you want to see the recording of these webinars and the previous webinars that we have had, you can visit our YouTube channel, and you can see all our webinars there. The link will be in the chat again. Also, to stay tuned with respect to the new webinars that we are doing on a daily basis, you can follow us on our LinkedIn page as well. So all the links will be in the chat again. Last but not the least, we have also recently launched a DIY creative tool which is called Designer Studio. Be it a designer or a non-designer, everyone can create beautiful design templates, collaterals, presentations, social media posts in just few clicks of the button. So you can check that out as well by visiting designer.com/studio. On that note, I would like to say goodbye to everyone for joining us. Thank you so much for being here. You have been a wonderful audience. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope to see you guys soon in the next event. Thank you so much, Gant, once again for joining us.
Same here. Bye.
Thank you so much, guys. Bye bye.